Hello everybody, Nitso here, and welcome to the My Hero Academia Season 5 reaction series here on the channel today. It is time for Season 5. Did into it a bit late, it's already like halfway done, but whatever. At this point, the motto for this channel really is better late than never. Just that's what tends to happen when I take breaks and when I come back to shows. I always get to them really late, but hey, at least, you know, the time doesn't matter. Let's just say, the when I do it doesn't matter as long as I have the content. And I'm here to give you guys content today because we are reacting to episodes 1 to 3 of season 5, which is very cool. Obviously, it's BNHA. If you haven't seen any other reaction series on my channel, I reacted to season 4. There's no season 1 to season 3 because I watched that before I started this channel. I love the show. I think the show is really, really good. I love all of its characters. Maybe not all of them, but most of its characters. It's just a really fun show that I always like to watch. I just rewatched season 4 over the span of like 3 days, and it was a really good season. Obviously, there were so many amazing moments in it. And here's a new one, season 5. And I really actually don't know that much about this season going into it. I know that Shinso is gonna play a bigger role in this. That's one thing I know. Because like even back like during like the interim period between season like 3 and 4, like when I'm pretty sure I'm assuming at that point the manga was adapting the manga had this arc. I saw like a lot of love for Shinso going around, which I thought was interesting because I mean he was I guess kind of interesting during the tournament arc, but he was also kind of just like a quick one-time villain. Even though they definitely kind of built up for him to be maybe a bit more in the future. So now Shinso's gonna be playing a bigger role in this. I am pretty sure this first episode is a filler. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm like 50% sure because I think I read that somewhere, but my mind could just be playing tricks on me. But season 3 and season 4's first episode were filler, but I'm gonna watch them anyway. Just usually My Hero Academia fillers are pretty good. They're still fun, it's still the same characters, so it's still pretty enjoyable to watch. So I'll watch it. And one thing I know, which is probably the most exciting to me out of all the things that I know about this season, that the second opening is performed by none other than Man with a Mission. And yeah, Man with a Mission is besides, I mean, there's a lot of Japanese bands and artists that I really like, but Man with a Mission is up there in my top 3. Really, the only contenders that to really give it are Overworld and Kanabun. I love Man with a Mission a lot. I love all of their songs, and usually their songs are a bit more heavier. They have some more lighter songs, but a lot of their songs are a bit more, on the more rockish metal side, and they are usually a bit heavier. So I'm interested to see what the second opener is actually going to be like. Because Man with a Mission doesn't really seem like their songs would fit MHA of all things, but who knows? I don't know what's going to happen in the second half of this season, and maybe it's a bit more of a lighthearted song, like Seven Deadly Sins is a bit more of a lighthearted song from Man with a Mission. But no, I absolutely adore Man with a Mission, so I'm super excited to hear that song. But obviously we have opening 1 and ending 1 as well, also ending 2. I don't know about those, but yeah, MHA openers and enders are always really good, so I'm excited to see 2 more of each. That's pretty hype. And that's essentially all I know about the season. I really don't know much else. I haven't really gone into like any, I haven't went out of my way to look up any information about it because I didn't want to be spoiled. And here we are now with the first episode and the second and the third. But we're starting off obviously with the first. And yeah, I'm super excited. Season 5 of My Hero Academia. That's pretty crazy. And it's still just as popular. Alright. I've been talking for like 5 minutes. Let's finally get into it with the first episode. I'm excited. Hopefully you guys are as well. Let's pull up the actual reaction screen. If you don't know then how I do my reactions, so this is how I do it. I have the wallpaper in the background. I can show it to you guys. Boom. I don't know what that horse is in the background, but it's there. It's just a cool wallpaper I found somewhere. And then there's the show right next to me in this direction. And then there's me up here in the corner. And that's how we're gonna do this. Read UA here. Let's jump into it. My Hero Academia, Season 5, Episode number 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So that was My Hero Academia, Season 5, Episode 1. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Alright. What? Okay. This could mean three things. One of them is unlikely, but this could mean three things. The unlikely one is they were like, okay, you know what, bring it on. Come to this point, I will fight you. They like set up a fight and they're like, alright, well, come to this random warehouse, I will fight you at this moment, or something like that. Unlikely, but whatever. First thing that could be going on here is that Hawks is just straight up evil, which would be a crazy plot twist. Or Hawks is actually evil, but he's just like undercover evil, I guess. Like he's still good, but he's like pretending to be a villain and stuff like that, and like work with the leader villains and like feed them info maybe, and then betray them later or something like that. I feel like those are the only three possibilities of what's going on here, and then one of those is very unlikely. I guess we'll just have to see. That was unexpected. Okay. Alright, cool. Dobby. Yeah, Dobby. And I didn't have to say more to that. Alright, so that was a fun episode. Again, I'm pretty sure this is filler. It's kind of easy to tell, since it was the same as the season 4 episode when we you introduced everyone. But here it was a bit more action heavy than season 4 and season 3. Season 3 was just them at the swimming pool. Season 4 was just kind of a bit of a slice of lifey with the reporter guy. This time, it was actual action, and we got even if it's filler, we got Class 1A versus the Big 3, even if like it was only two of them, because Mirio. I mean, Mirio can still fight, but he doesn't have his quirk anymore. And obviously, I don't know if Hado and Awajiji, I don't know if they were holding back necessarily. I'm pretty sure that one giant spiral attack that Hado did was the biggest attack we've seen of her yet. So that's pretty impressive. But yeah, no, I mean, they acted as heroes. They did great. We got, everyone did something. We got a quick introduction again. And it was just fun seeing all of Class 1A get some action. So judging it from the opening and the end, just the first core of this is definitely going to be a bit more of a light-hearted arc, probably more along the lines of like I want to say the sports festival, because there weren't any real villains involved, but something like the final exams arc or the provisional hero licensing exam arc or so like this as well. Even though Gentle was definitely, I say Gentle was a threat. He's not that he was going to do anything like inherently bad. He was just going to do something that was just really shitty for the current situation. I don't know if we're gonna have it real I feel like this might be more just like we see class 1B and like Shinso and shit in the opening, so I think it might be like more of like maybe it's gonna be like a sort of like the finals exam arc, but it's like gonna be like a class 1A versus class 1B situation, which is gonna be exciting because we barely know any. I'm sure like most of the class 1B students, most of them were already shown, but none of them have really played much of a big role. Like, like even names wise, the only names I can remember are obviously Tetsu, Kendo, Monoma, Shiozaki. I think that was her name, the Vine girl. The dude that was with Momo during the camp. I think his name is Awase, the guy with like the meld quirk that he put the tracker on the Nomu. And I think that's it for like names and the characters. I can picture some more of them in my head, but that just like names wise, that's all I can kind of think of right now. So yeah, 1B has. They've had their some of them, mostly like characters like Tetsu and Kendo and Monoma and stuff, had a bit of their time to shine, but it was really mostly just them. And it would be cool, even if we don't let a lot of focus on all the other 1B members, it'd at least be cool to at least all know all their names and all their quirks, even if they're not going to be as important as some of the other 1B members. Even though I generally just want 1B to be a bit more into the spotlight, because I mean, it's not just 1A, it's not just all about 1A. Even though they are the one that's getting all the action, there's still other courses trying to become heroes. Obviously, there was a big emphasis on that during the provisional hero licensing exam, because it was not just, I mean, 1A was the only class from UA there at that moment, but like we had Shintetsu, we had the other school, which I forgot their names of. Which, obviously they're also all hero courses that are really trying their hardest to become heroes. And the focus is usually all on 1A, so it's good to see the other sides as well. So I'm excited to see what this art is actually going to be. And I'm also equally intrigued by the heart situation. Alright. With that being said, I think we should jump into the next episode. So, with that being said, let's do this. My Hero Academia Season 5, Episode number 2. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So that was episode 2. The thing I want to talk about the most was that one thing All For One said to his brother. I found a meta power that even you should be able to handle. I think it is very interesting. I mean, it should have. It made sense, but like that sounds like either One For All is like a combination of different quirks, meta powers. That is what they used to be called back in the day. And quirk users were called metas, which is already very interesting information. That it's either like a combination of different quirks, or the first user is actually not really the first user, but it's someone else who had that meta power, but All For One took it and gave it to his brother. But who is that very first person then? Is that not going to be that important? Because, I mean, I don't know if, like, the way the qualities One For All works, if that's just, like, because it was passed down to his brother like it was, or maybe is it just, like, intent, that it's not, because I can't even talk. Trying to form a sentence. One For All obviously has many different powers, you speed up, you're stronger, and obviously it passes down through generations, that's what it does. But how much of that is like just what the meta power itself is in its, quirk, whatever, in its like base form, or is that like something else to it? So they're building up some more mysteries here, which is interesting. Also, it's interesting that the first user said, "I was gonna show you more, but you only have a control of 20% for it now." So it seems like the more percent you have control of One For All, the more I guess you can interact in that weird sub-dimension, that weird realm. Maybe the two starts doing that. Just like he only has 20%, but he only has like this upper part of his face and his hands. But maybe once he has control of like 50%, he'll have his arms and his legs. And once he has, I don't know, 80%, he'll have most of his torso, stuff like that. And eventually, if he can control 100% of it, he's fully in that place with no, it's just him. He's in there, right? He can fully interact with everyone there. Okay, they are building up a lot of stuff here already. This is exciting. There was also that I like that scene with the Todoroki family, because it really, not only is that thing that Natsu said about Toya, or older brother, the things you did to our older brother Toya, which is interesting. I mean, because ever since Dabi was introduced, there have been theories that he's somehow related to Todoroki, right? Because, I mean, he has fire powers, and that's literally it. That's like everyone's connection. Oh, right? But I mean, also because like, he doesn't use his real name, and like as soon as when he introduced himself to Shigaraki in season 2, it was like, currently I go by Dabi. So obviously that's not his real name. The theory has been around forever. This could prove more towards it. I don't know how old Dabi is. So that's interesting. I don't know if I ever really fully believed in the Dabi is a Todoroki theory. I guess I was always like, yeah, I guess it could be, But after this episode, I'm like, especially with the whole interactions they had. Also, the fact, I mean, Dabi did say this is the first time we meet Endeavor, but then he also told him, don't die, Enji Todoroki, like he called him by his real name. So there's a lot of things happening with the Todoroki family right now, which is interesting. Ha, okay. Is there anything else in this episode that I should talk about? I am not sure. We had the whole thing with Davi in the beginning. I do want to know what this whole thing with the portal is, that he just opened his mouth and then... What did he say? He said, like, I don't know if it was someone's name. Ujito. I don't know what that is. But suddenly this portal opened up instead of him. That might be, like, a new member of the League of Villains who has, like, another, like, teleportation quirk. Maybe now that Kurodiri is arrested, they're like, okay, we need someone else with a quirk like that. Or something like that. I'm not sure. Obviously, the whole thing, yeah, Heart is infiltrating. We got a bit of his backstory. Okay. Okay. Alright. Alright. Good episode. Well, I am gonna watch one more today, though. So, with that being said, I hope you guys are ready for episode number 3. Also, one more time. The Easter eggs here in the ED are kind of awesome, all of them. I wonder if there's more. I might have missed some. I'm trying to look through like the earlier scenes. I don't think there's any though. I think it was mostly really just like all the products in the supermarket. It's really hard to make out some of them. I mean, some of them are very clear, but then there's some of them where maybe they're just new characters and I don't know them yet, or they're just way too blurry in the background. But it is cool that they put like all of the effort into like put all these small details into the background, and I really appreciate that. That's just cool, right? So anyway, let's move on to the last episode of today's set. My Hero Academia, Season 5, Episode number 3. 3, 2, 1, let's go. That was a cool episode. Alright. I am very much enjoying Season 5 already. So this was the first real episode of this arc, the 1A versus 1B arc, I guess. There's probably a better name for it. But that's just what I call it for now. And, dude... That's just so smart. That's just so smart for Shinso, and I kind of love it. Alright. This, like I said already 7 times, this arc is going to be very exciting, because, I mean, All Might said it himself. 1B has been improving a lot, and we already saw that this episode. I will also make sure to try to get everyone's name down by the next reaction. So, by the time I'm going to get out episodes 4 to 6, whenever that will be, I don't know, soon, I will hopefully have everyone's name down in Class 1B. I already have like 5, 6 of them, so the others might take a bit, but we'll get there. We'll get there. What I'm very excited about also throughout this arc is just to see what everyone's quirk is. Just we've seen some of them. I'm pretty sure like the one guy who was on top of the Bigfoot guy, I think he was with Monoma during the cavalry battle. The one that like he like spit out like this that solid air wall and Bakugo just like fucking punched through it. I remember that from season 2. So I think that was that guy. I mean that's an interesting quirk, you know. And the B-size quirk. I mean it's simple, but it's effective. I'm just really excited to see what everyone's quirk is, because I mean the powers in this show have already been very interesting, and even if you have a power that you wouldn't think would be like super good, Horikoshi finds ways to use them in cool situations. So I am excited. Yeah. So I'm assuming that for the first half of this season we're gonna have more of a lighthearted arc, and My Hero Academia tends to have one serious and one lighthearted arc per season. Well, so in season 2 we had 3 arcs. The first one was lighthearted. The second one was serious. The third one, I mean, the first one was like mixed. Cause I mean, it was more lighthearted since it was just the sports festival was also very intense in some moments. Second one was very serious. Third one was more lighthearted. Season 3, the first, if you count, then if you like count the first half as one arc, the first 2 arcs / one arc was very serious, and then the second arc was more chill. Season 4, first arc, very serious, and then there's like, I think it's like 3 other arcs, because I think it's like, right, it's the I don't know what it's called, but like the whole thing with Bakugo, Inasa, Todoroki, Tammy, that's at a different arc. So that arc was lighthearted. School festival was mostly lighthearted, and then the ship of Endeavor, which I think is also its own arc, was definitely more serious. So first half of season 5 is going to be lighthearted, which means second half is probably to be more serious, which might make more sense for the man with the mission song. Then I'm just really excited to get to the second half. So mostly just so I can listen to that song, because I love Wham with the Mission. And when I saw that they made a new, that they had this new song for the new My Hero Academia opening, I was like, oh shit, oh no, I can't listen to it. I was like, I have to wait because I'm gonna react to it, obviously. So that's gonna be very exciting once we get to that. I'm gonna definitely fanboy out once I hear that song. But with that being said, who's gonna win this fight? This first match, I guess we'll have to see. It's looking pretty good for 1A right now. They are 5-3 currently, because the Beast guy seemingly is, brainwashed, because Shinso pulled his big brain move. What is he called? Persona Core, something like that. So 1A is looking pretty good here in this current situation. Sue and Kaminari get knocked away a bit, and Koda is trapped in the air prison. But that doesn't mean that they can recover from that. Meanwhile, I'm pretty sure that the Beast guy is essentially out for now. I mean, you can snap out of the brainwashing. We saw Deku do it, but just experiencing pain. So it's doable. It's just like if they can somehow isolate. I mean, if they can capture him and put him. That was just a voice track. If they can put him into that prison area, secure him until they get the others also in a situation where they can catch him easily. If they can keep the Beast guy in the spot like that, then they should be fine, since they're literally 5-3. Unless, like, Shiozaki, the other guy, and whatever the other team member they have, is gonna pull some crazy shit. Crazy clutch. I think 1A has this first match. There are definitely some interesting matches coming up, though. Obviously, it's hard to judge who's gonna win, because we don't know barely anything about 1B's power. But just, like, judging from who's on the team in, like, the 1A side, right? That's gonna be really, really interesting to see. But I'm gonna wrap up this reaction here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Next My Hero Academia reaction will be episodes 4 to 6. Hope you guys are looking forward to that. We are going to keep up with the 3 episode per set schedule until I catch up with whatever episode that'll be. It's going to be weird though, because I'm going to catch up with the episodes before I come to the point where I upload those, meaning I'll probably get to like episode 16 or 17 or something, or 18 by the time I'm caught up. But then I wouldn't have uploaded up to that point yet, meaning over the course of the weeks until I get to that point, I might have to make like, I'll record my reaction to episode 18, but then the week after that, I'll record my reaction to episode 19, but they'll most likely be in the same reaction, because it's still going to be one set, because I'm not fully caught up yet. In pre-recording, it's weird. Whatever. Because I am recording this, on the Friday, the 23rd of July. I don't know when this is going up, but it's gonna not be until like mid-August, because I have not uploaded any reactions yet. This is still before I even upload the first AOT reaction. So yeah, I'm trying to get as much done in advance as I can. But yeah, with that being said, I'm actually gonna leave this reaction off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, you can subscribe to the channel. I would very much appreciate it. We can grow this community, and you can be a part of it. And if you obviously want to see more of my content, you can check that out as well. If you enjoyed this reaction, you can also click the like button down below. And if you didn't like it, you can also dislike it. I appreciate feedback here, telling me, I mean, just the dislike doesn't really help much, but if you have feedback for me, something I could do better, the comment section is down below. You can also talk to me about this show, no spoilers, or other shows you want me to react to. I will take suggestions and will put them on the list if I haven't seen them already in my free time, which is not going to be that much. I really haven't seen that many shows just on my own. I have, but not like super. There's some, but some of them are a bit more obscure, not like super mainstream. So even so, if there's a show you want me to react to, then description down below. I will put it on the list. My list is very long, and I'll get to all of it eventually, but it is gonna go on there, and I usually take priority to suggestions. At least I try to. And yeah, like I said, 4 to 6 will be next. Hopefully you guys are excited. And with that, it's nice signing out. Goodbye, everyone.